Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Where would boxing be without a bit of controversy? And we almost saw a terrible injustice, which was rectified sort of at the 11th hour in the fight between Guido Vianello, the 2016 Olympian, who fought Jonathan Rice. Now, you all know Rice because he beat, twice beat Michael Coffey. First on the 5th round KO, and then he beat him on points in the rematch. So he was brought in. He's got a patchy record, 15 wins, 6 defeats. 2 of those were stoppages, and 1 draw. But he's a lot better than that record suggests, as he proved against Coffey. And against Guido Vianello, who came in with 10 wins, 0 defeats, and 1 draw. He was a good test for Guido, because Guido, Italian heavyweight, big lad, 6'6", 28 years old, so he's kind of reaching his prime. But he hasn't really fought many people of note. He had a draw with Kingsley Obey back in 2020. That was a 6-round majority draw. And in his last fight, he fought, of all people, Jay McFarlane, the Scottish heavily tattooed heavyweight, very colourful heavyweight. And he beat him on points, and Jay came in with 13 wins, 6 defeats. So a similar record to Jonathan Rice. Now, the fight was, I guess you could call it perhaps a bit of a showcase, intended as a showcase for Vianello. And he was, when the opening bell went, he was the guy on the front foot looking to take the fight to Rice. Vianello came in at 239 pounds, but Jonathan Rice was in the 270s. And, you know, yeah, he looks big, but do you know what? For a guy of that size, he's surprisingly agile, especially with his upper body movement. You always get the impression with Rice that if he was totally dedicated and he totally, devoted himself to boxing, he could really be very, very good. But Vianello was winning the rounds because he was just, sort of cuffing and scuffing and jumping in. He was punching first, and Rice was sort of moving the head and taking a few punches. But as the fight wore on, Rice began to land more. And then in the 5th round, there was a very big, highly accurate right hand that landed bang on Vianello's left eyebrow and split it open. It just totally unzipped it. And it was a horrendous gash. It really was. And Vianello, from that punch, sort of recoiled backwards, completely lost his shape, and didn't go down. He nothing wrong with the guy's jaw, but his eye was a mess. And between rounds, that was in the 5th round, and in between rounds, doctor took a look at it. They worked on it. The corner worked on it. The 6th round started, and it was the blood was just pouring out the eye. It was horrible looking. And the referee, then the controversy started, because the referee stopped the fight. He got the doctor up. The doctor said, "Oh, this is too bad." And the referee said, "Okay, well, we'll go to the scorecards." Now, Rice was just totally, like he couldn't believe what he was hearing. It was so obvious. It was so clear that the big right hand had landed on the eyebrow, unzipped it, and therefore it should have been, which should be, a stoppage victory for Jonathan Rice. But the referee was saying, there was a clash of heads. There was no clash of heads. Why the referee, Benjy Esteves, why he thought this was a clash of heads, I don't know. But fortunately, the commissioners got involved and said, it was punch. It wasn't a headbutt. Esteves says, yeah, it was. I saw a headbutt. No, it was a punch. And the referee actually came down out of the ring, looked at the replay, acknowledged that a punch was landed, and said, okay, yep, it's a win for Jonathan Rice. So Jonathan Rice improved to 16 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw, with a stoppage victory over Guido Vianello. A very good scalp to have. And if you add that to the 2, wins over Coffey, this guy's on a bit of a roll, old Rice, Jonathan Rice. And he is a big, big lump. He's... he's I think he's about 6'5", I guess, something like that. But he carries that weight surprisingly well, kind of like Tyson Fury does. It doesn't seem to bother him. Doesn't seem to bother his stamina. He was huffing and puffing a bit, but so was Vianello. And if Rice, who I think is in his 30s now, I mean, he's not a young man, but if he could get him, he's got this little run going, he's this, string of upsets. And it's really weird because when you consider he was, stopped in the 10th round against Dempsey McKean, who I don't particularly rate very highly, and he went the distance, 10-round distance with Efe Ajagba. This guy's got some durability, he's got a good engine, and he's got some skills. So I think Jonathan Rice would be a very good gatekeeper type for a lot of these top heavyweights, and we will spring the upset. As for Guido Vianello, he's got to go back to the drawing board. He's all right. He's an Olympian, fair enough, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to translate into success as a professional. He's got his first defeat. He's going to have to learn from that. But that's a bad injury. That eye was terrible, absolutely terrible. And it's up to him to just get back in the gym, start working. He's not an old man, and kind of try and turn it around. But well done to Jonathan Rice. Another upset victory for him. And yeah, did you see the fight? It was on the undercard of the Efe Ajagba fight. So tell me what you think. Leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you can hit that subscribe button, it takes a second. Helps us out a big deal. And of course, like the video. Thank you as always for your time. And we'll speak again soon. Bye-bye for now.